You're watching Anderson County Sports TV.
First senior is Carly Duncan, a manager. Carly's mom was a cheerleader here at Anderson. Next senior manager is Emma Zeller. Escorted by her parents, Kristen and Jeremy Zeller. Her first senior is number 1, Brennan Maxberry. Brennan plays running back and safety. He's escorted by his parents, Satasha and William Maxberry. He's joined by his brother, Kenyon, and his sister, Layla. Brennan plans on attending college and studying to become a physical therapist with an emphasis in sports medicine. His most memorable football moment is coming back last week and beating Montgomery County. Brennan Maxberry. Next, we have number 3, Wesley Ruwine. Wesley plays wide receiver, cornerback, and as kicker. He's joined by his father, Doug Ruwine. His most memorable memory is scoring his first touchdown and kicking the first extra point against Meade County. He plans on playing soccer in college and studying business. Next senior is number 4, Justin Wilhoit. Justin plays H-back and linebacker. He's escorted tonight by his mother, Jennifer Huntwick, and his stepfather, Bill Huntwick. Justin plans on attending University of Kentucky and studying computer science. His most memorable football moment is going to camp each year and all the stories with his football band of brothers. Next is number 11, Brendan Clank. Brendan plays wide receiver, defensive back, and is long snapper. He's joined tonight by his parents, Brian and Melissa Clank, and his brother, Brady. He's going to attend either Western or UK and study mechanical engineering. His most memorable football moment is going to camp his senior year. Next senior is number 12, Joe Taylor. Joe plays H-back and linebacker. He's joined on the field by his parents, Donna and Mike Taylor, and sister, Ashley. He plans to wrestle in college and study engineering. His most memorable football moment would be the first time he played varsity football as a freshman and recovered a fumble. Number 12, Joe Taylor. Next senior is Aaron Chilton, number 15. He plays wide receiver and cornerback. He's escorted tonight by his mother, Kathleen, and his father, John Chilton, as well as his stepmother, Laura Chilton. Joining them are his brother, Ian and Andrew, both of whom played football here at Anderson. He plans to head straight for the workforce after graduating. His most memorable football moment is playing with all his brothers freshman year. Aaron Chilton. Next senior is number 19, John Michael Willems. John Michael plays tight end as the punter. He's joined tonight by his parents, Tony and Beth Willem, and his brother, Eli. John Michael wants to attend one of the 3 service academies. His most memorable football moment is all the fun times at camp. Number 19, John Michael Willems. Next senior is number 54, Colton Cornish. Colton plays linebacker and left guard. He's escorted tonight by his mother, Trish Cornish, and his father, Harold, and his sister, Sydney. His sister, Shelby, and niece, Emma. His future plans are to attend college and continue playing football. His favorite football memory is going to camp for the last time this year. '54, Colton Cornish. Next senior is 60, A.J. Castle. He plays left tackle and defensive tackle. Tonight's escorted by his mother, Susie, and his father, Adam Castle. He's joined by his brothers, Jacob and Eli. A.J.'s future plans are to become an electrician. His most memorable football moment is going to camp the last 4 years. Number 60, A.J. Castle. Last senior is 73, Brandon Aldridge. Brandon plays offensive line and defensive line. He's escorted by his mother, Stephanie, and father, Brent Aldridge, as well as his brother, Nicholas, and sister, Mia. His future plans are to become a state trooper. His greatest football memory is picking up a fumble against GRC. Number 73, Brandon Aldridge. And it's my understanding we've got cheerleaders and band members. I do not have a I don't have a script for them, so we'll keep the camera on them, and that's the best we can do. That's their stuff. It's the same thing we got over. Well, I think we got ours downstairs tonight, so it's not in the rain. It goes over the coaches on the other side. I think what we're going to do is go right into the pregame after they finish there.
You're watching Anderson County Sports TV.
Hello, Miss Sylvia. This is John from Anderson Apothecary. I was just calling to see how you were feeling today.
John goes above and beyond for each and every customer that we have.
He jumped right on it. If someone needed help, John would be the first guy there. No questions asked, nothing. He'll be there.
John just wanted to open a hometown pharmacy just to take better care of his customers.
Well, I sure am glad you're feeling better. We're going to be bringing your medication by here just shortly. Is there anything else I can pick up for you?
If you haven't met John yet, come out and meet him, and you'll like him just as much as we do.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Today's game is brought to you in part by Hurricane Bay Car Wash. voted once again the best car wash in Anderson County. Hurricane Bay Car Wash, open 24 hours and located right next door to Wendy's on U.S. Highway 127 South.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the national anthems being sung by the Anderson County Advanced Chorus. Another fine rendition of the national anthem by the Anderson County Advanced Chorus. But Anderson's getting ready to come out and play for a district title. Last week, the Cats turned the ball over 5 times and allowed a fake punt for a crucial first down, and still were down by just 27-21 to Montgomery County. The Cats once again had 2 rushers who gained over 100 yards. Charles Collins had 185 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Brennan Maxbury had 143 yards rushing and 1 TD. Most of Brennan's rushing yards were in the second half when the Cats were eating clock. Scrap Russell and Jagger Gillis also scored rushing TDs for the Cats. Gillis was 3 out of 9 and with an interception, but each completion was crucial. 1 to Wesley Ruwine for a touchdown, 1 to Justin Wilhoit for a first down on the last drive of the first half, and 1 to Collins for a crucial first down, which kept the last drive alive. Defensively, even after giving up 34 points, the Cats defense played well, with Montgomery seeing a lot of short fields after turnovers. The Cats limited Montgomery to 1 first down in the second half and allowed their lowest yardage total of the year. Russell and Wilhoit led the Cats with 8 tackles each. Madison Southern is 2-6 after losing a whole bunch of good players from last year's state tournament runner-up team. They're led by quarterback number 4, Tobias Storm, who is their leading passer and their leading rusher. Number 11, Walt Smith, is the best receiver. Number 32, Alex Knuckles, is the best running back. The problem with Madison Southern this year seems to be that they can't stop anybody. They gave up 58 points to Montgomery County and 35 to Woodford. In spite of rain, construction, and the threat on the Anderson County schools, Coach Pete says the Cats have had a good week of practice. If the Cats can avoid turnovers, they should end the game in the regular season careers of the seniors with a district championship. And we've got Anderson's captains out there now.
Shaking hands with the official. I've got the camera on us for just a second, Keith. I wanted to ask you, when's the last time you saw an Anderson County team that was this good?
Probably the last team that went to the state championship when they went to the state finals. They weren't undefeated like this team is, but if you had seen these 10 seniors when they were in middle school, now of course they've got help. I mean, it's not just the 10 seniors. They've got help. But if you would have seen them in middle school, you would have said, "Wow, these guys are undefeated." It's they have really come a long way. They have really come a long way. And like I said, it's not just the 10 seniors. They're getting help from sophomores and juniors, and it's Jagger Gillis has made such a big difference. Darian Derringer, I stumble over that word about half the time. Ryan Stratton, Blake Bordeaux, Michael Williamson. I mean, it's not just the seniors. It's just been a total team effort this year.
Is this partly a product of not having played any great teams, or is this just they beat who was in front of them?
I mean, you beat who you schedule. You play who you schedule, and these schedules are made at least 2 years in advance. I'd say probably the only two gimmies on the schedule were Grant County and Valley. Everything else was a district. You got district games, and Franklin County's a rivalry, always a rivalry game. Woodford County's been a rival forever. Like I say, you're Coach Peach is scheduling now for 2 years down the road.
Woodford's is not very good this year, but that's and Madison Southern's just not very good this year, but that's nothing you can do.
Yeah, that's right. But trust me, that Madison Southern was really good last year. They had an awful lot of good, large individuals that played for them. And the funny thing about the Montgomery County series is that every time Anderson and Montgomery played, the visiting team has won. Okay, Anderson won the toss. And let's see what we're doing here. Bearcats won the toss, and they will receive. So we'll get this game underway here in just a few minutes.
Madison Southern is going to break through an Eagle over here. So kind of interesting way to get on the field in an away game.
Well, it's always good to have spirit. I don't see any cheerleaders like Woodford had, but they've got probably a couple parents holding up a banner. This is the first game we haven't seen any banner from Anderson County.
Well, you know what? They just threw an axe in the field. I didn't get it on camera, but they threw an axe in the field over about the 30-yard line before Anderson took the field.
Hell, I do see the axe.
So I guess they bring their emblem with them, huh?
I guess. I have no idea what's the axe. Huh? Yeah, what's that? Oh, okay. All right. I asked one of the Montgomery County the cameraman said that's a hammer. That's Montgomery County, and that's what they did last year was hammer. And here come the Bearcats.
And like Keith was saying, we do have a very large cover on the camera. If you do see the cover creep onto the camera, our apologies, but
good luck.
Without the cover on the camera, we will not be able to bring you the game because these electronics don't last long in the rain.
Okay, Anderson's receiving team. They've got 32, Scrap Russell, Chris Fink, 44, number 3, Wesley Ruwine, 19, John Michael Willems, 54, Colton Cornish, number 1, Brendan Maxberry, number 12, Joe Taylor, 63, Blake Bordeaux, number 7, Ross Chapman, Charles Collins is going deep. Got Aaron Chilton in the middle.
Folks, you didn't just see it, but there's a tent up here. Keith is standing kind of under it and kind of not, and every time the water drips off, Keith is soaked.
Okay, let's look at this kickoff formation here. It looks like we're getting ready to have a rugby scrum. Okay, let's watch for a squibber. There it was. And Anderson's on it at the 50-yard line. And that was Chris Fink. Actually, it's in Madison Southern territory. That's one of the things they said to watch for is where Madison Southern tees the ball up to start the kickoffs. Okay, Anderson has Gillis, Collins, Maxbury, Chilton in the backfield and receivers. They've got Collins in motion. There's a handoff to Maxbury. He breaks through right up the middle. He's going down the sideline and takes it down to the 24 where it's 1st and 10 Bearcats. 25 yards for Maxbury. They've got Stratton, Aldridge, Castle. Anderson has receivers left and right. Once again, there's Maxbury, and he's still driving, and he's going to get to the 20-yard line, gain of 4. Anderson puts receivers left and right. Gillis gives the ball again to Maxbury, and Brennan's down inside the 15 to the 13, where it'll be 1st and 10 Bearcats.
This has been the Bearcats' MO all season, just offensive line, controlling line of scrimmage.
There's Gillis. There's the handoff to Collins, and he's bulldogged down on about the 14-yard line. And let's see, I missed 45. That's Darren Derringer out there. That's a loss of 1 on Collins' first carry.
It's hard to turn the corner in some of these games, especially with the slippery conditions. And it was pretty steady rain for the last hour and a half or so. Not raining right now.
2nd and 11 for Anderson. They've got Derringer, Collins, and Maxbury. Put Collins in motion. There's a pass out there to Collins, and they're not going to catch him. That's a touchdown for Collins. Madison Southern there's a flag on the play. I didn't see what that was about, but there's a flag on the play. They didn't have a prayer catching Collins once he got his hands on the ball.
The flag came in long after the play was over.
I'm wondering if somebody didn't either say something or push and shove down there in the end zone. We've got Rewind in to kick the point. Russell to hold. Unsportsmanlike on Anderson. That will be on the kickoff. That's not the first time that's happened this year.
Didn't see exactly what the problem was there. I didn't see it.
I imagine it's one of my favorite terms, illegal mouth.
Well,
got Rewind to kick.
It's not like he hasn't been in the end zone before.
There's a snap, and it's right through with 9:52 to go in the first quarter. Anderson 7, Madison Southern nothing.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
15-yard penalty against the Bearcats. Rewind will be kicking off from the 25. Let's see, we've got Collins, we've got Maxberry, we've got Taylor, Chapman, Chilton, Derringer, Russell, and Redmond. With this wind, it's a pretty decent wind. Ruwine should be able to get a foot into this, and he does. It's carrying back to the 20 where it's taken there. And Anderson brings him down. That was, I'll tell you what, number 26 for the Bearcats, Jacob Redmond, he did a good job of slowing that play down. He took on the blocker, and the runner bounced off the blocker, and I think that was Derringer that came in there to make the tackle. For the Bearcats, we've got Luster, Aldridge, Castle, Derringer, Ruwine, Cornish, Russell, Collins. And there's a man in motion. Here comes a pitch this way. Anderson's there, and Collins knocks him down. That's a loss of 3. Collins and Derringer were right there.
It's tough to run when you got a man in your own backfield.
That's a loss of a couple. Southern has a man out wide to the far side, one to this side. Double tight. Anderson's in the 5 front. There's a quarterback keeper, and there was Derringer and Stratton back there. That's a loss. That looks like a loss of another yard or so. That's going to be 3rd and 13.
Just more control of the line of scrimmage for the Bearcats.
Montgomery's in a pistol formation with wides. There's a counter play up the middle. Oh, he's got a lot of room out here. Collins is after him and knocks him down on the 31. They ran a counter play back this way, and Anderson had nobody there. That's a big gain for Madison Southern.
They put a man in motion.
Well, they get a lot of their yardage on jet sweeps, and I think that's what Anderson was looking for there. And they just ran a counter play back to this side. Same formation for Madison Southern. This time they put a man in motion. The quarterback bobbles the ball, and we've got a flag on the play.
Well, that'd be movement. The play was blown dead. So.
Yeah.
It'll be 5 yards Anderson's way.
That's too bad because Anderson was right. Anderson was going to be a loss for Madison Southern. Southern's in the same formation. 2 receivers wide to the far side, 1 to this side. Got a wing back behind the quarterback. And Anderson almost jumped. Switch the position of the back. Quarterback's going back, looking around. They're going out there deep, and good play by Ruwine to knock it down.
He was with him step for step. Wasn't a bad throw, not a bad throw at all, just good defense.
Second and 15 for Southern.
I think Southern decided they just wanted to take a shot there.
Now Southern has 2 wings and a wide. Put the man in motion this time. There's the quarterback, and that was Derringer. Not much of a gain there, if any.
Fooled the cameraman. I thought the running back had it.
3rd and 15. Well, somebody just got another head full of water. I hope these headsets are waterproof.
Well, Keith, you might want to move over here, maybe?
Well, we'll work on it. We'll see. Southern has a bunch formation. They send another receiver over that way. They're throwing a screen, and that's an incompletion. The referee didn't act like he was sure whether that was a backward pass or not. He waited quite some time.
Took a moment there.
That'll make it 4th down and 15, and Southern looks like it's going to punt from their 38, from Anderson's 38-yard line. Now, last week, Montgomery County ran a fake punt and got a 1st down. So we'll see what Southern does.
A lot of time here. It's 6:59 to go in the first quarter, so maybe not time for trickery. That doesn't mean they won't, but it's 15 yards.
There's a snap. It's high. Brings it down. There's an end-over-end kick that's getting a great Southern bounce. And Anderson will take over on the 2-yard line, 1st and 10, with 6:48 to go in the first quarter, leading 7-0.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
They're trying to call timeout.
Yeah, Madison Southern was trying to call timeout, and they got Madison Southern for illegal participation. Yeah, I heard Madison Southern's coaches over here saying call timeout, 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 and they didn't make it. Anderson's up in the wishbone. They've got Colton Cornish in there in the fullback slot. And now we've got timeout Anderson with 6:45 to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Bearcats.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Hurricane Bay Car Wash, voted once again the best car wash in Anderson County. Hurricane Bay Car Wash, open 24 hours and located right next door to Wendy's on U.S. Highway 127 South.
Okay, Anderson comes out there in the wishbone. 1st and 5. There's the handoff to Maxbury, and he gets a couple. He's up to the 9, and that's going to make it 2nd and 4. Anderson goes from its heavy personnel back to its regular package.
I think the Bearcats would just be happy to get out to the 10 or 15-yard line, get 1 first down.
Once again, there's a handoff to Maxbury, and can you see Brennan gets over the 10 to the 11. That's going to make it 3rd and 1.
You ever seen a team as snake bit with injuries as this one?
Well, apparently it's a little closer than what I thought. Well, when you use what was perceived as probably maybe your second best player celebrating a touchdown, and I mean, what could have really hurt would have been injuries to the offensive line. Where one place Anderson was deep is running back and receiver. So, yeah, it's one of those deals. If they can get out tonight, if they can win tonight, they basically got 3 weeks off. I mean, they've got to play North Oldham, but then first down Bearcats. But then due to the way this playoff system works, they're playing a district that only has 3 teams competing for the playoffs, so they'll get a bye. So they'll have this game, North Oldham, if they win, and a bye before they start the playoffs. Anderson has wides to each side. Gillis keeps it. He cuts it up, and he's to the 18, it looks like. That's a gain. It's a gain of 4. Well, actually, it's closer to a gain of 5.
Folks at home, it's harder to count the yardage from an angle.
Yes, it is.
So when you hear us say 3, 4, 5, that's why. It's really hard to figure it out.
Anderson has 2 receivers and a wing. Put Collins in motion. There's the handoff to Maxbury. They bottle him up at the line, but he still fights forward to the 25, and that's going to be a first down for Anderson.
And to be honest, the Bearcats have really done their job on this possession. When you get the ball 1st and 10 at your 2, your job is to get it out from the shadow of the goalpost. So with that series of runs right there, they've really done what they needed to do. Anything else after this is kind of a bonus.
5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Anderson leads 7-0. And the rain and wind have both stopped. So we're good for now.
That's a pretty good night for football if it stays like this.
Anderson's got 2 wides. There's Collins coming around the corner, and he slips down on the 32-yard line where it's going to be 2nd and 3.
So disappointing when you see a play like that it's, going to develop and you can see it, and then somebody gets him by a shoestring, and it wasn't much of a tackle. Not that it needed to be.
Anderson's got a wing and a wide. There's Collins on the counter play. Collins puts his head down and brings it up to the 42 for a first down. First and 10 Bearcats on their own 43.
That's the yak, that is what we call it.
Yards after contact.
Yards after contact, and really good job there bouncing off the first tackler.
Anderson has receivers left and right. Gillis is back. He's going across the middle. He's got John Michael Woollums down to the 36-yard line, 34-yard line.
Good protection, had a chance to roll out, take a gander, and hit his target there.
John Michael's a big target. John Michael's 6'3". He's a big target.
That play had all kinds of time to develop, though.
Anderson has a receiver left and right.
Bearcats had the ball for more than 3 minutes now.
Collins is in motion, low snap. There's Maxbury up the middle, and he's got the first down to the 22-yard line. Three minutes to go in the first quarter. Bearcats driving again.
I think they got the ball at 6:45.
I know with 5 minutes to go, they had it between the 30 and the 40. So
it's just chunk play after chunk play, which is what you want to see.
Anderson has 2 wides to this side. Collins comes in motion to the far side, gets a block from Derringer, keeps his feet, and he's down inside the 10 to about the 8. He got a good block from Derringer out there. Derringer took on 2 men. Ball is on just inside the 10, first and goal at the 10.
Fooled the cameraman again. I'll have to be honest about it.
Well, for what they pay you, you can afford to be fooled. Anderson has 2 receivers wide to this side, 1 to the far side. There's the handoff to Maxbury, and Brennan's in the end zone for the touchdown. Touchdown, Bearcats. Brennan just ran over people.
He's not the most imposing kid I've ever seen, but he did bowl people over that time.
Got a rewind to kick. Russell to hold. And it's good with 2:11 to go in the first quarter. Anderson 14, Southern nothing.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Okay, we've got Rewind teeing it up. Tom Anderson gets to kick off from the 40, and they aren't back. Madison Southern's receivers aren't back anywhere near far enough. It's back to the 10. Anderson's down there on him. He's popping it to the outside. And Fink brings him down on the 40. That was a nice return by Madison Southern. He weaved and bobbed down through there and had a nice return.
Seems like every time there's a good return, I look for the flag, but nothing there.
2:02 to go in the first quarter, 14-0 Bearcats.
Thanks for tuning in on Anderson County Sports TV tonight, folks.
Southern has two wides. A little box formation to this side. Quarterback's rolling to the far side. Aldridge is after him. And that's intercepted. That's intercepted by Chilton. I'm not sure who he was throwing it to. There wasn't anybody anywhere close to the area. First and 10 Bearcats.
Wouldn't surprise me to see here a couple of long throws to the end zone here, just to try to put the dagger in it early. We're less than 2 minutes to go in the first quarter with a chance to go up 3 touchdowns.
Anderson has two receivers. Well, one receiver and a wing to the far side, a receiver to this side.
Single coverage on this side.
Gillis keeps it on the option. He pitches it back to Maxbury. Maxbury cuts it up and brings it up close to the 50-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 3 for the Bearcats.
Maxbury has some good wiggle in his hips, some good shiftiness once he gets outside.
2nd and 3 for Anderson. Russell wide to the far side, Rewind and Collins to this side.
It just wouldn't surprise me for Coach Peach to take a shot here.
Oh, there's Maxbury up the middle, makes a nice spin move, and he's going to be close to the first down, and the officials are saying he does have the first down. 1st and 10 Bearcats on the Madison Southern 47-yard line.
There's a short 3 there, and he was able to pick it up pretty easily. Bearcats just control the line of scrimmage. Doesn't seem to matter who they play.
Less than a minute to go in the quarter. Gillis gives it to Maxbury again, and he just gets a couple this time. Takes it to the 45, going to be 2nd and 8. And Anderson's going to have to run one more play this quarter. Gillis has it. Little pass over here to Russell. He makes a man miss. Takes it down inside the 40 to the 38. And that's going to be the end of the quarter. Anderson 14, Madison Southern nothing.
Hello, Miss Sylvia. This is John from Anderson Apothecary. I was just calling to see how you were feeling today.
John goes above and beyond for each and every customer that we have.
He jumped right on it. If someone needed help, John would be the first guy there. No questions asked, nothing. He'll be there.
John just wanted to open a hometown pharmacy just to take better care of his customers.
Well, I sure am glad you're feeling better. We're going to be bringing your medication by here just shortly. Is there anything else I can pick up for you?
If you haven't met John yet, come out and meet him, and you'll like him just as much as we do.
Yes, Simon's not paying attention. I'm trying to get the student section down there, and Simon's not paying any attention. The leader of the Bearcat den, he's falling asleep here on me. First time this year. Okay, back to the game. Anderson has it 3rd and 1 on the Madison Southern 39.
Third and might be, I guess it's a whole yard. Might be more like 2 feet.
Start of the second quarter, put Collins in motion. There's Maxbury again. He's got the first down, and he's still driving down to the 29-yard line where Anderson will have it 1st and 10.
Just tough running there.
First and 10 Bearcats on the Madison Southern 29. Collins in motion. They're coming across to Ruwine, and they ran Collins this way and sent Ruwine across the middle and completed the pass for another first down to the 17-yard line.
I was watching the center on that play. He hiked the ball and stood up, and nobody touched him. Well, there's no pressure there whatsoever.
Anderson's got a big formation there to the right-hand side. They've got Derringer and Williams both to that side. There goes Collins that way. He cuts it back, cuts it up, cuts it across the field, and he's in for the touchdown. That's where they were going. They went to that right side, and Collins saw the opening to the left and cut it back, and there's a touchdown for Collins. 11:09 to go in the first half. It's 20-0 Bearcats.
I noticed they don't jump up in the air anymore.
Yeah, losing one jumping up in the air is plenty. Rewind to kick the point. Snaps a little high. Scrap gets it down. Rewind puts it through. With 11:09 to go in the first half. Anderson 21, Madison Southern nothing.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Hurricane Bay Car Wash, voted once again the best car wash in Anderson County. Hurricane Bay Car Wash, open 24 hours and located right next door to Wendy's on U.S. Highway 127 South.
Okay, we've got Ruwine out to kick off. Once again, I'd like to thank Anderson County Sports TV for bringing us this live stream. Hope you all are enjoying seniors night as much as the Bearcat seniors are.
Pretty easy to enjoy the game when you're up 21 with 11 minutes to go in the second quarter.
There's the kick. It's down inside the 10. And there was Fink. I could not see who else that was.
A little hand fighting there at the end.
Yeah,
it was 26.
Little chicken fighting there. Fink and Joe Taylor brought him down. Yeah, there was a little chicken fighting there.
Is that what they call playing to the echo of the whistle?
1st and 10 for Madison Southern on their 33-yard line. Got a receiver wide to each side. They fake the jet sweep. Quarterback still got it. And he brings it up for 4 yards to the 39.
3 and 12 on tackle.
That's Ruwine and Taylor.
Apologize, folks. I'm running camera, so I don't have a roster to look at.
2nd and 5.
So when I say the cameraman's fooled, that's me.
Man in motion. There's fullback. And he's got the first down. That's Cornish on the tackle.
Just a well-designed play there. Wasn't particularly blocked well, but hard to figure out who had the ball there for a moment. You will find very few teams that want to run up the middle against the Bearcats. It's not an easy thing to do.
Man in motion. Here comes the jet sweep this way. And good play by Russell. That's a loss of a yard or so.
Solid tackle there, too.
They run that, looking at the scouting notes, they run that jet sweep a lot.
I think that's a product of running at five very large individuals up on the defensive line.
Man in motion. There's the counter play to the fullback, and he's out there loose. He's got first down to the 30 and down on the 21-yard line where he and Cornish
got tangled up with
had a head-to-head confrontation there. That's the same counter play that they gained a whole lot of yardage on. And Anderson calls timeout with 9:25 to go in the first half. 21-0 Bearcats.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Okay, after that long run, Southern has a first down on Anderson's 19-yard line. They've got a receiver wide to this side. They've had success the 2 times they've run that one play. That's a little off. There we go. Anderson got it that time. It's 2nd and 10. That's a little off tackle trap.
all the plays come in from the sidelines for Madison Southern.
That's Stratton and Aldridge on the tackle there. Got a receiver wide to this side. Man in motion. Quarterback faked the pitch. They've got a man wide open down the middle and overthrew him. That was a well-designed play. They faked the pitch and snuck their tight end right down the middle, and there was nobody home for Anderson. Ball was thrown high. They were throwing to that 44, and he's a big individual. You've got to throw it really high to throw it over his head. 3rd and 10 for Madison Southern.
8:45 to go here in the second quarter, so.
Got a motion man. Oh, they're trying a wheel route, and that's intercepted. That's Joe Taylor was looking for that one, and he intercepted that one. Joe Taylor was right on that one. Happy senior night, Joe Taylor. He was looking for that bad boy.
The Bearcat coaches are over here celebrating a little bit because that looked like a scouting play interception. It
is. It was. That's one thing I saw. They do like they'll motion one way, fake one way, run the wheel out the other. Okay, Anderson has 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to this side. Collins in motion. There's Maxbury again, and and he gets a couple. Yeah, that was just
Yeah, they knew that ball was coming.
just your linebackers reading the scouting report and watching the film there. Second and 8 for Anderson. 8 minutes to go in the half. Collins in motion again. Gillis keeping it on the option. And he down to the 36-yard line where it's going to be 3rd and 4.
Hate to see your quarterback go in the air like that.
Yes, jumping is not good a lot of times.
No.
Especially if you're the quarterback.
Good in basketball, bad in football.
3rd and 4.
This could be one of those plays that's just heartbreaking for a defense if the Bearcats can convert here.
Anderson, I think they
They're
need
going
to
to have to
hurry.
take a timeout.
Well, they got a break here.
Who took a timeout?
The official took a timeout. They're getting a break here. Or maybe we didn't have do we not have a flag in our pocket? Oh, that is delay a game against Anderson.
Oh, okay. So the official threw the flag for delay of game.
Yeah, that's what we have.
Okay.
I never saw him throw the flag. I knew we were taking a long time.
He blew the play dead, but he didn't throw the flag. I think he lost it in his pants. I'm not even joking about that.
I knew we were taking a long time.
He ran in and he fished the flag out of his pocket.
Okay, 3rd and 9 for Anderson. 7 minutes to go in the first half.
That's kind of the last thing you want. As good as this game has been played by the Bearcats, it's 3rd and 4. You got a chance to really take a stranglehold of the game and you get a dumb penalty like that.
Gillis is back. He's looking deep. Oh, he has Russell wide open. Scrap's got the first down, and he's going on the 42-yard line.
7 players on the tackle. Literally 7 players on the tackle.
First and 10 Anderson on the 41.
Huge play there. Huge play.
Anderson has a wide and a wing. There's Collins coming this way, trying to get to the outside, puts his shoulder down, and gets up to the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 4.
Nothing wrong with that kind of run. You stretch the defense.
Yeah, we've got holding.
Oh, yep.
It's going to make it 1st and 20.
Or thereabouts.
6:40 to go in the half.
Yep. Marked it right at the 30.
Anderson has 2 wides to this side, 1 to the far side.
Single coverage on the far side.
There's Maxbury on a little counter play, and Brendan gets 11 back, or 9 back rather. It's going to make it 2nd and 11.
Still behind the chains, but better than 2nd and 20. It's more like 2nd and 13.
Anderson has 2 wides to the far side, 1 to this side. Gillis is back. He's getting pressure. He's running this way. He's setting up. Oh, he's got Ruwine across the middle open. And that's a first down Bearcats to the 40-yard line. Gillis ran left, ran right, ran back.
That's just a veteran play right there.
I don't think Gillis has missed a pass tonight. First and 10 Bear. We got timeout. And I think Cornish is coming out. I'm not sure. I think you were right. I'm not sure Colton knows exactly what's going on. And timeout Anderson with 5:33 to go in the first half.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Hurricane Bay Car Wash, voted once again the best car wash in Anderson County. Hurricane Bay Car Wash, open 24 hours and located right next door to Wendy's on U.S. Highway 127 South.
Okay, they've got Trainer Marks down here looking at Colton Cornish. The referee stopped play there, and we've had a jersey change. Darren Derringer is now number 77.
And I admire Cornish for wanting to play at his senior night, but he wasn't right, 4 or 5 minutes ago. And I didn't see anything obvious, but when he came off the field that time, he was being escorted.
Okay, let's see here. That was Max Berry, got a couple.
Slow getting up there for Max Berry.
I don't know what we're doing here.
Well, there's a discussion going on over here among the coaches and one of the officials. Oh, okay.
The kids down there at the end of the stadium?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, we've got Collins in motion, 2nd and 8. Gillis is keeping it, pitches it out to Collins. He cuts the corner, and he's going to be about a yard short.
He's the Thunder of the Thunder and Lightning tandem now. But managed to make the corner there. No trouble.
He'll put his shoulder down and hit people. He will do that. 3rd and 1 for Anderson. 5 minutes to go in the half. Receiver wide to this side. Man in motion. There's Max Berry, and he's got the first down. He's just to the 30-yard. No, they're marking it as 4th down. No, they didn't give him near as much as I thought. It's 4th and a yard. He didn't get anything. I thought he'd gotten a lot farther than that.
They're not even going to measure this. I think it's at least a foot or two short. It's not a full yard. If I'm Coach Peach here, I don't think there's any decision.
No, there's no question about going for it. But we're going to get it. We don't have any timeouts, and we're it's about to be 4th and 7.
Yep. Now they come on.
Well, we got the first down. They didn't have everybody off the field, but we still got the first down. Collins got the first down. No, they were telling Anderson to hurry up, and Southern still had a player running off the field.
Genesis had a hit song back in the 80s. It was called The Land of Confusion.
Well,
it looked a lot like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know that because it's been my contention. Nothing worth listening to has been written since 1971.
Keith, you're showing your age, and mine too.
Yes, well, everybody knows how old I am. Gillis is back. He's got Chilton out there, and that's a gain of 7.
You know, the Eagles were a popular band in the 70s.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
they were post-1971, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I did enjoy the Eagles, but as a decade, you can't beat the 60s.
Well, if this is a running clock, we'll have to have a discussion about that later on.
Okay, we can do. Trust me, we can do that. Okay, second and 4 for the Bearcats. Gillis is back. It's to Ruwine. He's down to he didn't make the 15, I don't think.
He's right at it, short by about a foot. It's interesting that Anderson hasn't done more of this. Madison Southern's playing a single coverage on the receivers, and they're playing a single high safety. So they're putting everybody they have pretty much in the box. They're playing 8 in the box.
Okay, now we've got something really weird here. Oh my goodness, they had John Michael Woolham's wide open. I don't know if you noticed what they did. They split Cornish out there on the side with 2 receivers, another lineman out this way with 2 receivers, and they had John Michael Woolham's wide open in the middle. 27-0 Bearcats. That was a well-conceived play.
And they ran it quickly. We were talking about whatever we were talking about, and they got up there, ran the play, and it was over.
Got to rewind to kick. And it's good with 2:44 to go in the first half. Anderson 28, Madison Southern nothing.
Hello, Miss Sylvia. This is John from Anderson Apothecary. I was just calling to see how you were feeling today.
John goes above and beyond for each and every customer that we have.
He jumped right on it. If someone needed help, John would be the first guy there. No questions asked, nothing. He'll be there.
John just wanted to open a hometown pharmacy just to take better care of his customers.
Well, I sure am glad you're feeling better. We're going to be bringing your medication by here just shortly. Is there anything else I can pick up for you?
If you haven't met John yet, come out and meet him, and you'll like him just as much as we do.
Okay, we've got Rewind ready to kick off. Tell you what, John Michael was so open there that looked like a shot put instead of a throw.
Well, they've been playing pitch and catch now for a while.
There's a kickoff. It's down to the 15, and he's met hard there by that was Joe Taylor.
Boom.
2:39 to go in the first half.
You can tell that Southern knows what they're doing. They keep shooting themselves in the foot.
It's not like last year. They don't have the people to do it with, I don't think. They've got a wide to each side. Double tight. Man in motion. Quarterback's going straight back. He's getting pressure. He's running up through there, and I believe that's Cornish that has him.
Cornish was
no, that was Aldridge, number 73. 2nd and 8.
Cornish was there, but he wasn't in on the play. Good pressure, but they didn't lose any yards. Got a couple.
Southern has 2 wides to this side. They almost moved, put a man in motion. There's a fullback, and oh my goodness, they had him at the line of scrimmage, and he broke through. I think that was Luster that had him at the line of scrimmage. And let's see.
The Bearcats ended up tackling 77, their own man.
That 77 is Derringer. I forgot he switched numbers. Southern has trips to this side. Minute 30 to go in the half. Quarterback's going back. Derringer's after him. He misses him. trying to get him again, and he gets him the second time. Good job by Derringer and Taylor there. Derringer grabbed for him and missed him the first time, and fourth and 4 for Southern. Less than a minute to go. I'd say Southern's going to want to take up as much time as they can. Anderson's got everybody up like they're going to block. Try for the kick block. There's a snap. It's high again. Oh, Anderson's setting up the return, but there's fair catch by Collins on the 38-yard line, and Anderson will have 37 seconds to try and do something. This looks to me like Collins goes deep because we have no timeouts.
Well, I'm interested to see if Southern comes out with their same defense, if they still have 8 in the box, and run the single coverage on the outside and the single high safety, or if they go to a more traditional 4-3.
No, Anderson just going to take it to the house here.
They're going to kneel it.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised by this.
Well, with no timeouts. Gillis takes a knee.
That'll do it.
And let's see when he marks it ready for play. Yeah, that's going to do it. That's the end of the first half. Anderson 28, Madison Southern nothing.
You're watching Anderson County Sports TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Hello, Miss Sylvia. This is John from Anderson Apothecary. I was just calling to see how you were feeling today.
John goes above and beyond for each and every customer that we have.
He jumped right on it. If someone needed help, John would be the first guy there. No questions asked, nothing. He'll be there.
John just wanted to open a hometown pharmacy just to take better care of his customers.
Well, I sure am glad you're feeling better. We're going to be bringing your medication by here just shortly. Is there anything else I can pick up for you?
If you haven't met John yet, come out and meet him, and you'll like him just as much as we do.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Hurricane Bay Car Wash, voted once again the best car wash in Anderson County. Hurricane Bay Car Wash, open 24 hours and located right next door to Wendy's on U.S. Highway 127 South.
I'm Tiffany Azanero. Hi, I'm Tia Chilton, and we are the co-hosts of Lawrenceburg Almost Live. It is a weekly show on the Lawrenceburg channel on Facebook, and we talk about lots of stuff, like
stuff here in Anderson County and Lawrenceburg, all the local stuff, current stuff, current events we have coming up. We talk about our kids, our elderly people.
Not just our kids, everybody's
kids. But all the kind of stuff that pertains to us, because, you know, our Lexington and Louisville channels don't usually cover our county unless it's some tragic event of some sort. And so we talk about all the good stuff and tell you what's going to happen for the weekend so you can plan out your whole week.
Yes, and that you can stay in Lawrenceburg and enjoy everything that Lawrenceburg has to offer.
Yes, and we have access to stuff that sometimes you may not have access to that's going to be happening, or you just need a reminder about it. And we talk about all that.
We do. We try to inform you about everything. So hop over to the Lawrenceburg channel on Facebook and check us out.
Sometimes we're funny. Sometimes we're not.
So we try to. We'll see you soon.
At the half, Anderson 28, Madison Southern nothing. We understand when we went down for the half that not sure what you all got. I guess the Anderson County TV Sports logo, but since the middle of the second quarter, understand you're back on. I want to thank everybody for hanging with us. The stats are about as one-sided as the ball game. Anderson has 18 first down to Madison Southern's 3. Madison Southern has 89 yards total offense. Anderson has 170 rushing, 115 passing for 285 yards. Madison Southern's quarterback, Tobias Storm, who's supposed to be their best player, has thrown 5 times, hasn't completed a pass except for the 2 he completed to us. Brendan Maxbury is already over 100 yards tonight, 16 carries, 103 yards. Charles Collins in a touchdown. Charles Collins has 61 and a touchdown. Jagger Gillis is 9 out of 9 for 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wesley Ruwine has 3 receptions for 38 yards. John Michael Willems, 2 for 40 and a touchdown. Scrap Russell has 2 for 17, and Charles Collins has 1 for 14 and a touchdown. Anderson has not punted. Darian Derringer has 4 tackles, 4 tackles. Chase Fink has 3 tackles, and Ruwine has 3 tackles. And like we were saying, this Madison Southern team is just a shell of what they were last year. I mean, that's not to diminish what the Bearcats are doing. They're coming off a Montgomery County game where the whole second half Montgomery County didn't have 40 yards, and with the Madison Southern has 89 yards. 40 of it for sure I know came on one play, and probably 25 or 30 yards came on another play. So other than 2 plays, Madison Southern hasn't done much at all. Assuming Anderson goes on to win this game, they'll be playing at home in 3 weeks, more than likely against perennial power Highlands, who's very probably is going to. I think Highlands plays Dixie Heights tonight, which will determine who's second and who's third. I imagine it'll be Highlands will be the runner-up. Covington Catholic is first, but we'll be back here. Anderson will have the week off because that district that has Highlands, Covcath, and Dixie Heights only has 3 teams in it. It's got Grant County in there, who is not competing for the district championship. So Anderson will have a week off. They'll be off the first round of the playoffs and go into the playoffs off an off week. They'll play next week. Anderson plays next week against North Oldham. As far as I know, we will not be doing anything from North Oldham. So the next time you catch us will be the playoff game against Highlands.
North Oldham is a hike from here.
North Oldham is a hike, which could well be why I'm the only one that's going to go.
It's an interesting game with North Oldham, a game that really doesn't matter for the district. Do you think Coach Peach will do anything differently, or you think he'll play his kids?
I think he will play his people for a while. You're 8-0. You're probably going to be 9-0. 10-0 is good. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch. As they say, I'm going to pause for station identification while I switch sides here. That will get me out of the way of the Madison Southern cameraman. So I am going to be on the left side of the camera instead of the right side of the camera.
Well, you're supposed to switch at half, so, you know.
Yeah. So I didn't do it. Yeah, just go ahead and say it. I didn't do it. But anyway, like I said, we will not be doing the North Oldham game next week, and we'll be back in 3 weeks with the first round of the playoffs, more than probably against Fort Thomas Highlands, who Anderson has played in the playoffs twice back in the early 90s, I believe, and neither game was real pretty. Okay, Anderson Anderson's out to kick. Rewind's out to kick off. And like I was saying before I decided to switch sides, I think being 10-0, I think he'll play his starters for a while.
For a while.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, this has nothing to do with anything, but for a concrete and steel structure, this thing moves that we're on.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Move. You're not the first one that's noticed that.
We're on top of the press box. It seems solid, but then it sways.
Rewind kicks off. There's a line drive that's back to the 2-yard line. Cornish is down there. Anderson's missed him twice. And Collins and Fink bring him down on the 40-yard line.
One thing that Southern has done well tonight is return the ball.
That seems like they've had a lot of practice.
That's as front-handed as a backhanded a compliment as I've ever heard.
Southern has receivers left and right. Double tight. Quarterback keeper, and that Derringer, who has switched back to number 45, brought him down after a gain of 1.
Cornish is back in.
Yeah.
Seems to be okay.
Derringer switched skins more this year in the chameleon. He's more than at least 4 or 5 numbers.
That's okay. It makes you valuable.
2 receiver to each side. There's a sweep to this side. Good play there by Chilton after a gain of 3.
I thought he was going to celebrate there a little too much. But he came off.
3rd and 7.
Good play.
Yeah, he fought off the outside blocker here and made a good one-on-one tackle.
That's the one thing that Southern has not been able to do is turn the corner all night long.
And we've got timeout Madison Southern. 10:49 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Hello, Miss Sylvia. This is John from Anderson Apothecary. I was just calling to see how you were feeling today.
John goes above and beyond for each and every customer that we have.
He jumped right on it. If someone needed help, John would be the first guy there. No questions asked, nothing. He'll be there.
John just wanted to open a hometown pharmacy just to take better care of his customers.
Well, I sure am glad you're feeling better. We're going to be bringing your medication by here just shortly. Is there anything else I can pick up for you?
If you haven't met John yet, come out and meet him, and you'll like him just as much as we do.
Madison Southern comes back out. And they've got two receivers to the far side. Quarterback's keeping it, and that's Derringer. And it's going to make it 4th and 4. And looks like we had a little couple players having words. Don't need to be having words here.
No, Bearcats just need to make the plays they need to make, and you know.
Southern still has their quarterback out there. Let's see if they. Nope, they're not punting. The quarterback keeps it, and boy, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. That's the middle of Anderson. That's the middle of Anderson's line. That's Stratton. That was Stratton, Collins, and others. 1st and 10 Bearcats on the Southern 46. Okay, Anderson has 2 wings, a wide. Put Collins in motion. Collins has it on the sweep, cuts it up. And he gains about 3 before he's knocked back. Second and 7 for Anderson.
Running clock is at 35 or 36?
36.
Okay.
Yeah, if Anderson scores here, they'll go for 2. Anderson has 2 receivers to this side, 1 to the far side. Here comes Collins this way, and he gains a couple. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Third and 5 for Anderson on the Madison Southern 41.
Still playing 8 in the box with a single high safety.
Anderson has 1 wide. And
Timeout.
we've got timeout Anderson with 8:44 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Anderson's up ready to go here, 3rd and 5. Got 2 backs, a wide and a wing. Gillis keeps it. He's going out there deep for Ruwine, and there's a flag out there. That actually kind of looked like pretty good defense to me.
Flag on the play, though.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That looked like pretty good defense.
Let's see what the referee has to say here.
Holding, okay. Be first down Bearcats.
Well, he's still perfect on the night then if there's a holding call.
1st and 10 for Anderson on the Southern 31. Anderson puts 2 receivers wide to the far side, 1 to this side. And we've got a flag.
It's on Bearcats.
False start Anderson. It's going to make it 1st and 15. Okay, guys, let's not get sloppy here.
So, Keith, the Bearcats did not have school today after a threat at school.
Well,
Anderson County School.
the threat came out last night about 1 o'clock. They called off school last night they got the threat about 1 this morning. Okay, we've got 2 receivers to this side, 1 to the far side. Gillis is back, going out there to Ruwine, and he's not going to get much. It's going to be 2nd and 13. Yeah,
Gillis is still perfect on the night.
Gillis is still perfect. Yeah, sometime, as later found out, they arrested a fella late yesterday afternoon, but apparently there was enough to consider it a significant threat. They called off school today, and they didn't decide to play here till about right before noon.
And there is some extra police here on hand tonight. We can't show them right now.
Gillis is rolling. He's rolling. He's going out there deep. He's got Ruwine for the touchdown.
Gillis is on fire tonight.
Yes, he is. We've gone 2 games without throwing this many times. Yeah, he was out here working with one of the coaches before the team meal, and he has really thrown the ball well. Okay, Anderson's going for 2 to get a running clock.
Anyway, the point of talking about the gentleman that was arrested, there were extra police here tonight. You can see them around the stadium.
And what do we got here?
Timeout.
Timeout, Madison Southern.
We'll keep it here. Just to update, folks, just real quick. The rain, I just want to tell you, the rain is pretty relentless right now.
It has returned. It has returned.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't sure if Anderson would play the game tonight, but once the person was under arrest and in custody, they felt like it was safe to go ahead.
Well, there was the discussion I heard was moving it to Madison Southern, which they couldn't do because I believe the regional soccer tournament is there tonight, and then Woodford County's playing at home. Was playing at home, and you had Shelby County and Collins were playing each other, so I suppose it could have gone there. But anyway, we're playing tonight. It's raining, and if that's the worst thing that happens, we're in good shape. Okay, Anderson's going for 2. Try and get a running clock here. Gillis keeps it on the option, pitches it back to Russell, and he doesn't get it. With 7:19 to go in the third quarter, Anderson 34, Madison Southern nothing.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Hurricane Bay Car Wash, voted once again the best car wash in Anderson County. Hurricane Bay Car Wash, open 24 hours and located right next door to Wendy's on U.S. Highway 127 South.
Well, we're back here, 7:19 to go here in the third quarter, and I thought we'd get a running clock there, but we didn't. I think Coach Peach wanted a running clock just to preserve his guys. This is not a big team numbers-wise.
Okay, rewind to kickoff. Sails it down to the 5-yard line where it's picked up and dropped. Taylor misses him, and he's dragged down. He's dragged down
30-yard line there about.
30-yard line by, I think that was Redmond.
29-yard line.
First and
10 from the 29.
Madison Southern. Madison Southern's double tight. Quarterback's going back. Derringer's after him. Now he's got Aldridge after him, and Aldridge drags him down. It kind of looked like maybe a horse collar from here, but apparently it wasn't because there was.
I don't think it was a horse collar. I just thought he had trapped his leg underneath and pulled his body the wrong way. And when the field is wet like this, no fault of the players, that's real easy to do.
2nd and 8. Quarterback keeps it. And there's a first down.
That's their second longest play from scrimmage tonight. Excluding that run in the first quarter.
Yeah.
That's the second longest play from scrimmage.
That's first down at the 40.
It's the first chunk play they've had in
a long time.
Several quarters.
Franklin, Madison Southern's double tight, put a man in motion. There's a fullback. And Derringer got a hand on him, and Luster finished him off. 2nd and 8. There's the fullback.
9 yards on that one.
He got 9 yards. That tackle's by Castle. Third and 1.
A lot of these Bearcats play both ways, so it's in a sloppy game like this where they've run a lot of offensive plays.
Third and a yard. There's the fullback, and he is driven back by Cornish.
Cornish didn't look any worse for wear there.
No. Tell you what, Luster has gotten up really slow after the last 2 plays. 4th and a yard for Southern. Man in motion. There's the fullback, and he didn't get it. That's the middle of Anderson's line. That's Taylor,
45.
Derringer, and Ruwine.
As we've said on many occasions, the middle is not where you want to go against this Anderson County defense.
1st and 10 Bearcats on the Madison Southern 48. 4:27 to go in the third quarter. Anderson's ahead 34 to nothing.
34-0.
They're finally down. They're finally got Luster down here, and they're looking at him. There's Collins, and he's driving hard. He gets 4.
I think he's more like 6 or 7.
He disappeared in there. Yep, looks like 6.
We're going to call it 2nd and 5. We're both wrong.
Yeah, they're down there looking at Luster, looking at his knee. Gillis keeps it, pitches it back to Collins, and he gets a yard. He's tripped up.
That was pretty well defended.
Madison Southern's played that option well for the most part tonight. 3rd and 3 for the Bearcats.
There was a man for the pitchman and a man for the running back as well. Collins was lucky to get a yard out of that.
Anderson puts 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to this side. Got a motion man. They give it to Collins, and he's got the first down. Straight dive play. First down, Bearcats. Anderson looks like they're going wishbone here.
Maxbury's back in now.
Yeah, Maxbury back in. They're putting in big Michael Williamson.
68.
He's
in a right guard. If you can miss him, you're blind.
Anderson's unbalanced to the far side. Here comes the sweep this way to Maxbury. Maxbury cuts it to the outside, makes a move, and takes it down to the 16-yard line where it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. I'll tell you what, I'll give the kids from Madison Southern credit. They're still out there hitting hard.
Yeah, there's no quit in this team. I mean, that's all credit to them.
1st and 10 Bearcats on the Madison Southern 17. Anderson has 3 receivers. Man in motion. There's Maxbury, and he's spinning down inside the 10 to the 8. It's going to be
just short of the first down.
Going to be close to the first down. 2nd and 1.
Max Berry is not the biggest kid, but he does run well between the tackles. He doesn't have any issue there.
Just has 2 receivers to this side. Collins in motion. Collins has it on the sweep. He's cutting it in, and he's in the end zone. Now we'll have the running clock.
And honestly, that's a good thing for the Bearcats.
Yes.
To get some of the young guys in and to get some of these veterans that could use the rest off the field.
Rewind to kick the point. And it's blocked. All right. 1:29 to go in the 3rd quarter. Anderson 40, Madison Southern nothing.
Hello, Miss Sylvia. This is John from Anderson Apothecary. I was just calling to see how you were feeling today.
John goes above and beyond for each and every customer that we have.
He jumped right on it. If someone needed help, John would be the first guy there. No questions asked, nothing. He'll be there.
John just wanted to open a hometown pharmacy just to take better care of his customers.
Well, I sure am glad you're feeling better. We're going to be bringing your medication by here just shortly. Is there anything else I can pick up for you?
If you haven't met John yet, come out and meet him, and you'll like him just as much as we do.
Keith, I don't know if they could ask for a better game than this.
No, it frankly, I knew Madison Southern had only won 2 games, but I really thought they were better than this. Anderson just pretty much had their way with them. Anderson short a man.
Gillis still has not missed a pass.
No.
He had an incompletion here in the 2nd half, but it was a penalty. So he's not charged with the incompletion for that.
There's a sidewind and kick of rewinds that's going to go out of bounds on the 5.
So Keith, we said we would talk about music with the running clock. Your assertion is that since 1971, there's not been any good music written.
Yes, and I'm sure there are people that will take issue with that.
Yeah, I mean, anybody born after 1971.
I mean, there has been good music. I'm just basically buried in the 60s.
So who were you listening to in 1968?
There's a handoff on the trap play to the outside.
Uh-oh.
And Max Berry runs him out of bounds.
Might lose a running clock like that.
We've got a flag back here on the 40, and Anderson's motioning for it to come back. 1968, Grassroots Temptations.
So you're a Motown guy.
Oh, yeah. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Anderson 40, Madison Southern nothing.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
So I have to give you full disclosure. When I was in college, I worked at basically an adult contemporary station, but I had the full range of stuff to listen to while I was there. And then I went on to work at a country radio station in the 90s. So I got a taste of everything as a DJ and as somebody who was around the radio business for a long time. So I have an appreciation for the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and some of the later stuff.
Okay, Southern has 3 receivers wide. They put a man in motion. Quarterback's back. They're coming across the middle, and Chilton just gets a finger on it. Ooh. Chilton just gets a finger on it. Yeah, I kind of gave up on music when they got into disco and such as that. That was really the day the music died.
Disco was your music death, huh? See, I appreciate the Bee Gees and Casey and the Sunshine Band and several others.
Well, of course,
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah, actually, the growing up was probably between 64 and 64, 63, and 66. So.
Okay, so Beatles or Stones?
Beatles and Stones. Quarterback's back. He's coming out. Oh, there's a completion. Thought that was going to be a little bit high, and that was going to be an interception, but there's a good play by Chilton. It's going to be third and 5. Honestly, after all these years, the games that are one-sided are the hardest ones to do. There's a man in motion for Southern. Quarterback's back again. Oh, they're running the same pattern.
Oh.
And Chilton didn't get back that time, but the pass was too long. When I had my old partner Dale Wright, we talked a lot of hunting and fishing.
I like hunting and fishing too.
So
I'm a deer hunter.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what he likes. He probably likes turkey.
He was bird hunter. Dale was a bird hunter.
Like upland birds or like doves?
Quail and, yeah, sweep coming this way.
Oh, good block.
Good block there. He's broken to the middle, and he's dragged down by Ruwine and Chilton. Well, I always wondered how many people would hunt if they armed the deer.
If they owned a deer?
No, they armed the deer. Let the deer shoot back.
Well, not very many.
Okay. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to this side. He comes in motion. The quarterback keeps it. Stratton had a hand on him. Then Chilton and Taylor came up and finished him off.
Well, I tell you, the neighborhood I live in is one of those neighborhoods that's kind of out in the county, and it's just full of deer, and they're everybody's pets, which isn't always a good thing, but we always see deer every day, every single day. So you get kind of used to seeing them, and it's nice. It's nice to just see them,
Man in motion for Southern. Quarterback's going back. They've got a man out there, and Ruwine intercepts it. And Anderson will take over on the 10-yard line with 8:37 to go in the game. Okay.
I like that. I like that he picked him up.
Let's see here. I think we've got maybe a lot of subs are getting ready to come in here. Well, I'm not sure.
We're under 8 minutes. We're at 8 minutes and 20 seconds. With the clock running here.
I think they're trying. No, Anderson's got the regular bunch out there. I was thinking, okay, yeah, here we go. We've got
wholesale subs.
Yeah, here we go. We've got a cast of thousands here. We've got Chase Fink, Evan Peters, Jaden Vance, Amos Searcy, Cole Johnson.
A lot of white uniforms.
See, I don't know if I got Caden Coulter or not. Cody Grimes. If you haven't ever seen Cody, he's 6'8", 350. He's a large individual. There's the handoff, and not much there. Ross Chapman's in. I think I saw Evan Peters go out there.
The rain's stopped a little bit, but the wind has picked up considerably.
2nd and 9 for Anderson. There's a handoff to the outside. And there's not much there. Trying to get all these guys. Don't know if I have or not. 72 did get Cole Johnson.
22 coming in here.
Yeah, 22 is Coulter, the quarterback. 3rd and 9. 6:15 to go in the ball game. Here's the pitch to Redmond, and he's going down the sideline. He might have the first down. There's a flag on top of it.
He's got the first down. The question is it a face mask on top?
Let's see what we got here.
I'm looking for the white hat to give me a call here.
He's over there on the far side.
I got him. I think it's a face mask. If not, it's a hold.
I think we're dragging this. I think we're dragging this out. Personal foul.
Face mask.
Yeah. I think we might be dragging this out to keep the clock running.
He certainly took his time to figure out what was what.
He was not in any big hurry.
Well, hey, a nice chunk play there.
Yep. Okay, Anderson's in the wishbone. Here's the pitch this way, same play this way. The result's a little bit different.
You're basically seeing the JV team.
You're right. Got Richmond Boggs and Hudson Ubel in.
You guys still got your starters in? Still got your starters in? Yeah, we were just checking with the Southern video team to see if the starters are still in, and they affirmed that they are. So
handoff up the middle, and not much there. That was can't tell who it was. That was 44. Fink. 3rd and 12. I think Southern's pulled a lot of their starters now. Looks like they've got an awful lot of white uniforms in there.
Yeah, 88's new. He's a safety. 2 new defensive linemen for them.
Here comes a pitch this way.
Too easy.
And there's nothing there, and Anderson's going to have to punt. Let's see if they. Oh, Fink. Is that Fink? No, that's not Fink that's down. I don't know who's down, but he looks like he's in a little pain there. Okay, we'll come back in just a minute.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Hurricane Bay Car Wash, voted once again the best car wash in Anderson County. Hurricane Bay Car Wash, open 24 hours and located right next door to Wendy's on U.S. Highway 127 South.
That's number 7, Ross Chapman.
He's up, holding his shoulder now.
Yeah.
So that doesn't appear to be serious.
Okay, Anderson sending the punt team out.
And the rain's returned, Keith.
Yes, it has. It's returned with a vengeance.
Yeah, this is the heaviest rain we've had all night.
And I'm going to sneak over here under this tent that Madison Southern so nicely provided us.
Keith is leaving me out here in the rain. I just want the fans watching to know that he has left me high but not dry.
There's a nice high punt by Woolhams. It's over the head of the Madison Southern receiver. He picks it up. Fink's after him, and there's a bunch of Bearcats. Well, I thought they had him, but he's still
on
going.
His feet.
And we've got a flag down there, and there was a whole there was a whole bunch of Bearcat. Pulled off his helmet. And I'm sure that's going to be a penalty against Anderson. Let's see here. Kind of look and see who we've got coming in out there. Going to try and get everybody. We've got let's see, Vance. We called his name. We called Cole Johnson's name. 37. I think that's Richmond Boggs.
What we don't want to have happen is for this game to get ugly here at the end.
39, I don't know who you are. I don't have you in here. I'm sorry. Madison Southern puts a man in motion. The quarterback keeps it. And they're not going to catch him, I don't think. He weaves through, and there's a touchdown for Madison Southern with 1:41 to go. I thought they had him a couple times, but he weaved through and scored. Makes it, clock still running. And
yeah, they've continued to run the clock even though they shouldn't.
I think about what's going to happen here is you're going to have this extra point, and that's going to be your ball game. Because I don't even think they'll go out for the kickoff. There's a snap, and it's good.
Well, honestly, there's no reason to.
No.
This game is out of hand.
No, there's no reason to go ahead and play. I want to congratulate all the seniors. Anderson, want to congratulate the seniors. Want to congratulate the whole team. They win this game. They win the district championship, and they'll be, like we said, it'll be home in 3 weeks. Play probably Fort Thomas Highlands, and yeah, this we're not even going out there. We'll come back and just see if we can get the stats, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127. Today's game is brought to you in part by Hurricane Bay Car Wash, voted once again the best car wash in Anderson County. Hurricane Bay Car Wash, open 24 hours and located right next door to Wendy's on U.S. Highway 127 South.
I'm Tiffany Azanero, hot up to you, Chilton, and we are the co-hosts of Lawrenceburg Almost Live. It is a weekly show on the Lawrenceburg channel on Facebook, and we talk about lots of stuff like
stuff here in Anderson County and Lawrenceburg, all the local stuff, current stuff, current events we have coming up. We talk about our kids, our elderly people.
not just our kids, everybody's
Everybody's kids. But all the kind of stuff that pertains to us, because, you know, our Lexington and Louisville channels don't usually cover our county unless it's some tragic event of some sort. And so we talk about all the good stuff and tell you what's going to happen for the weekend so you can plan out your whole week.
Yes, and that you can stay in Lawrenceburg and enjoy everything that Lawrenceburg has to offer.
Yes, and we have access to stuff that sometimes you may not have access to that's going to be happening, or you just need a reminder about it. And we talk about all that.
We do. We try to inform you about everything, so hop over to the Lawrenceburg channel on Facebook and check us out.
Sometimes we're funny, sometimes we're not.
So we try to. We'll see you soon.
The rain and wind kicked up here like right in the last few minutes of the fourth quarter, before the game got out of hand, and you avoided the water that time. So really, except for that one little blip at the end, a real drubbing here, 40-7.
Yeah, this, like I said, this is not the same Madison Southern teams last year. They lost so many people from last year when they went to the state finals that you get years like this. Okay, they're coming to take our tent down, so we'll run through this pretty quick. Anderson had 231 yards rushing, 151 yards passing. Jagger Gillis 11 out of 11. Anderson had 382 yards. Brendan Maxbury had 132 yards and a touchdown. Charles Collins had 85 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like I said, Jagger Gillis was 11 out of 11, 151 yards, 3 touchdowns. Ruwine had
great game for Gillis.
Had 5 receptions for 74 yards and a touchdown. Willems had 2 for 40 and a touchdown. Charles Collins had 14 yards and 1 for 14 yards and a touchdown. Derringer had 7 total tackles. Aaron Chilton had 5. Once again, we're going to wrap this up here because the wind and rain am blowing and coming down. Once again, there will be no broadcast next week when we're at North Oldham. It will be we will be back here in 3 weeks with the first round of the playoffs, probably against Fort Thomas Highlands. Congratulations on the Bearcats winning the district championship. This is the first time, and I really don't know when it is that they.
We're going to get out of the way here.
Yeah, we're going to get out of the way here. First time in quite a while that they won the district championship. So anyway, congratulations to the Bearcats. Congratulations to the seniors. Once again, for Anderson County Sports TV, good night, everybody.
You're watching Anderson County Sports TV.